Okay.
प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाय
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhatta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Thank you very
Krishna
much.
Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Sunday
Hare
morning.
Krishna
Let us wait
Krishna
for a couple
Krishna
more
Hare
minutes.
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
We'll
Krishna
start.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Okay.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Are you
Hare
audible?
Krishna 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 Hare
Able to
Hare
hear me?
Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
No.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Are you able to hear
Hare
me?
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Yeah.
Hare Hare
Yes,
Ram
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
I'm making
Hare
you go
Hare
smart.
Krishna 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hello. Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Is my audio
Yes,
audible?
Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhupada
Prabhuji.
chanting also we are able to hear Mataji, hear Prabhuji, your voice.
Sure. One minute. Now is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Clear, huh? Voice clear, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much again. Dandavat Pranam. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for joining today. Actually, CC Adi, it's a very long chapter actually. So, Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami in full ecstasy. This is the last chapter of the Adi Lila. So, he has given total 330 plus verses, I think. 36 verses. Everything is nectar. So, it's a big chapter. Yeah, maybe another 2 to 3 weeks. 2 weeks, I think. Slowly and steady, we can complete it. I think 114, right? You are all at 114 verse, correct? 114. Text 114. What's that message? Yeah, I'm not getting. Hare Krishna. Is it audio? Is it my voice?
Yes, Prabhuji. We are hearing Prabhuji.
మా ఆమె ఏదో పెడుతుంది ఇక్కడ అర్థం కావట్లేదు ఏమైంది లావణ్య హరే కృష్ణ
Audio అయితే క్లియర్ గా ఉంది Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Divamata will be able to run. We are not able to hear you. You are speaking on mute, Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhuji. 1 minute. I need to exit and enter again. I'm not able to manage the screen. I'll just
Because
enter.
I didn't make you host.
I
So
know,
that's
but it's not maximizing. The screen is not maximizing. It's in a
you
small
can-
window. Yeah.
Yes, you rejoin. Yeah. I have 2 more rounds left, Lavanya. Okay, my 16 rounds today completely messed up. I was busy, so I have to complete my 2 rounds. I won't be able to run the call and a little bit busy. So you are asking since I'm saying. So Mata will run. Okay, otherwise you run. Are you on laptop?
Yes, Prabhuji. Now I joined.
Yeah, Mata. Okay, I'm making you host. So please continue. I'll be in. I have 2 rounds, Mata, to complete. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So you continue. Maybe in next week onwards, I can able to run Mataji because now little schedule is, I have time. So maybe moving forward next week onwards, I can take care of this problem.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you.
I'll start with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We'll start with CC Adilila 17.114, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The all-knowing astrologer concluded, whatever you may be, or whoever you may be, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. By his causeless mercy, the Lord then gave him love of Godhead, thus rewarding him for his service. Purport. The incident of Lord Chaitanya's meeting the all-knowing astrologer is not mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavata, but we cannot therefore say that it did not take place. On the contrary, we must accept the statement of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that whatever the Chaitanya Bhagavata did not mention, he has specially mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hare Krishna. Samyukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. One day, the Lord sat down in the corridor of a Vishnu temple and began calling very loudly, "Bring some honey, bring some honey." Nityananda Prabhu Goswami, understanding the ecstatic mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, brought a pot of Ganges water as a token and put it before him.
One second, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Translation. After drinking the water, Lord Chaitanya became so ecstatic that he began to dance. Thus, everyone saw the pastime of attracting the river Yamuna. Purport. Yamuna Karshana Leela is the pastime of attracting the Yamuna. One day, Sri Baladeva wanted the Yamuna river to come before him, and when the river Yamuna refused, he took his plow, wanting to dig a canal so that the Yamuna would be obliged to come there. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the original form of Baladeva, in his ecstasy, he asked everyone to bring honey. In this way, all the devotees standing there saw the Yamuna Karshana Leela. In this Leela, Baladeva was accompanied by his girlfriends. After drinking a honey beverage called Varuni, he wanted to jump into the Yamuna and swim with the girls. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.65.25 to 33 that Lord Baladeva asked the Yamuna to come near, and when the river disobeyed the order of the Lord, he became angry and thus wanted to snatch her near to him with his plow. The Yamuna, however, very much afraid of Lord Balarama's anger, immediately came and surrendered unto him, praying to the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and admitting her fault. She was then excused. This is the sum and substance of the Yamuna Karshana Leela. The incident is also described in the prayer of Jayadeva Goswami concerning the 10 incarnations. Vahasi Vapusi Vishade Vasanam Jaladabham Halahati Bhiti Milita Yamunabham Keshavadhrita Haladhara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Gaurav Prabhu, can you read?
Yes, Mataji, I can read. Translation. When the Lord in his ecstasy of Baladeva was moving as if intoxicated by the beverage, Advaita Acharya, the chief of the Acharyas, saw him in the form of Balrama. Translation. Vana Malli Acharya saw a golden plow in the hand of Balrama, and the devotees all assembled together and danced overwhelmed by ecstasy. Translation. In this way, they danced continuously for 12 hours, and in the evening, they all took a bath in the Ganges and then returned to their homes. Translation. The Lord ordered all the citizens of Navadipa to chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and in each and every home, they began performing Sankirtana regularly. Translation. All the devotees sang this popular song along with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Harya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah Gopala Govinda Ram Rama Shri Madhu Sudana.
Haraye Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mataji, thank you.
Sandhya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. When the Sankirtana, excuse me, Mataji. When the Sankirtana movement thus started, no one in Navadvipa could hear any sound other than words Hari Hari. And the Mataji, I'll read after some time. Mataji, he's not allowing me to read.
Okay. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the Sankirtana movement thus started, no one in Navadvipa could hear any sound other than the words Hari Hari and the beating of the mridanga and clashing of handbells. The International Society of Krishna Consciousness now has its world center in Navadvipa, Mayapur. The managers of this center should see that 24 hours a day there is chanting of the holy names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with the addition of Haraya Namaha, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. For this song was a favorite of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. But all such Sankirtana must be preceded by the chanting of the holy names of the five Tattvas, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. We are already accustomed to chant these two mantras, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now after these, the other two lines, namely Haraya Namaha, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana, should be added, especially in Mayapur. Chanting of these 6 lines should go on so perfectly well that no one there hears any vibration other than the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. That will make the center spiritually all perfect. Lalitman Prabhu, are you available to read?
Yes, Mataji. Should I read, Mataji?
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. Translation. Hearing the resounding vibration of Hare Krishna mantra, the local Muslims, greatly angry, submitted a complaint to the Qazi. Purport. The Faujadara or city magistrate was called the Qazi. The Zamindars or the landholders, Mandaleras, levied taxes on the land, but keeping law and order and punishing criminals was a duty entrusted to the Qazi. Both the Qazi and landholders were under the control of the governor of Bengal, which at that time was known as Bangala. The districts of Nadia, Islampura, and Bagoyana were all under the Zamindar named Harihoda, or his descendant known as Hoda Krishna Dasa. It is said that Chand Qazi was the spiritual master of Nawab Hussain Shah. According to one opinion, his name was Maulana Sirajuddin, and according to another, his name was Habibara Rahmana. Descendants of Chand Qazi are still living in the vicinity of Mayapur. People still go to see the tomb of Chand Qazi, which is underneath a champaka tree and is known as Chand Qazi's Samadhi.
Sanjukta Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. Chand Qazi angrily came to one home in the evening, and when he saw Kirtana going on, he broke a mridanga and spoke as follows.
Yes,
Translation. For so long, you did not follow the regulative principles of the Hindu religion, but now you are following them with great enthusiasm. May I know by whose strength you are doing so? But it appears that from the aggression of Bakhtiyar Khilji in Bengal until the time of Chand Qazi, Hindus or the followers of the Vedic principles were greatly suppressed. Like the Hindus in present day Pakistan, practically no one could execute the Hindu religious principles freely. Chand Kazi referred to this condition of Hindu society. Formerly, the Hindus had not been straightforward in executing their Hindu principles, but now they were freely chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Therefore, it must have been by the strength of someone else that they were so daring. Actually, that was the fact. Although the members of the so-called Hindu society had followed the social customs and formulas, they had practically forgotten to execute their religious principles strictly. But with the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they actually began following the regulative principles according to his order. That order is still existing and anywhere and everywhere in all parts of the world. One can execute it. That order is to become a spiritual master under the direction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by following the regulative principles, chanting daily at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and preaching the cult of Krishna consciousness all over the world. If we adhere to the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we shall get spiritual strength without a doubt, and we shall be free to preach this cult of the Hare Krishna movement and not be hampered by anyone. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Gaurav Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, I can read. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: no one should perform Sankirtan on the streets of the city. Today I am excusing the offense and returning home. Purport: such orders stopping Sankirtan in the streets of the world's great cities have been imposed upon members of the Hare Krishna movement. We have hundreds of centers all over the world, and we have been specifically persecuted in Australia. In most cities of the Western world, we have been arrested many times by the police, but we have nevertheless executing the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting on the street of all the important cities such as New York, London, Chicago, Sydney, Melbourne, Paris, and Hamburg. We must remember that such incidents took place in the past, 500 years ago, and the fact that they are still going on indicates that our Sankirtana movement is really authorized. For if Sankirtana were an significant material affairs, demons would not object to it. The demons of the time tried to obstruct the Sankirtana movement started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, similar demons are trying to obstruct the Sankirtana movement we are executing all over the world. And this proves that our Sankirtana movement is still pure and genuine, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Lalpan Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. The next time I see someone performing such Sankirtan, I shall certainly chastise him by not only confiscating all his property, but also converting him into a Muslim. Purport: to convert a Hindu into a Muslim was an easy affair in those days. If a Muslim simply sprinkled water on the body of a Hindu, it was supposed that the Hindu had already become a Muslim. And during the transition of the British in Bangladesh, during the last Hindu-Muslim riots, many Hindus were converted into Muslims by having cow flesh forcefully pushed into their mouths. Hindu society was so rigid at that time of Lord Chaitanya that if a Hindu were converted into a Muslim, there was no chance of his being reformed. In this way, the Muslim population in India increased. None of the Muslims came from outside. Social customs somehow or other forced the Hindus to become Muslims with no chance of returning to the Hindu society. Emperor Aurangzeb also inaugurated a tax that Hindus had to pay because of their being Hindus. Thus, all the poor Hindus of the lower caste voluntarily became Muslims to avoid the tax. In this way, the Muslim population in India increased. Chand Kazi threatened to convert the people into Muslims by simple process of sprinkling water on their bodies. Can you understand this now? What's happening now? Why the main conversions in India happened? Conversions to the Muslims happened by the rigid society of a Hindu society. The rigid society means they are very fanatic. Okay, in those times, people were very fanatic according to their customs. That is the reason why there are many conversions which happened. And on the other way around, the Christianity, the Inquisition on the Goa, right? You know that a brief cases of history, how it happened in India, how the conversions took place. So many conversions they took place by force. Okay, and all of these things, why it happened? Because there was no proper Kshatriya and there was no proper Brahmanas. So there is a lack of these two people in the society at that point of time, because of which this happened. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Raju Prabhu, are you available to read now?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am in hearing mode.
Hearing mode. Okay. Chandramauli Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Kiji. After saying this, the Kaji returned home, and the devotees, greatly shocked that they were forbidden to chant Hare Krishna, submitted their grief to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Please continue, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Kiji. Lord Chaitanya ordered, "Go perform Sankirtan. Today I shall kill all the Muslims." Purport. Gandhi is known for having started the movement of non-violent civil disobedience in India, but above 500 years before him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his movement of non-violent civil disobedience to the order of Chandkaji. It is not necessary to commit violence to stop the opposition from hindering a movement. From one can kill their demonic behavior with reason and argument. Following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever there are obstacles in the Hare Krishna movement, should kill the opposition with the reason and argument and thus stop their demonic behavior. If we became violent in every case, it would be difficult for us to manage our affairs. We should therefore follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who destroyed the order of Chandkaji, but subdued him with reason and argument. Hare Krishna.
Anybody pending to read? Okay. Translation. Returning home, all the citizens began performing Sankirtana, but because of the order of the Qazi, they were not carefree, but always full of anxiety. Understanding the anxiety within the people's minds, the Lord called them together and spoke to them as follows. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the evening, I shall perform Sankirtana in each and every town. Therefore, you should all decorate the city in the evening. At the time, Navdvipa was composed of 9 small cities, so the words Nagare Nagare are significant. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to perform Kirtana in each of these neighboring towns. He ordered the city decorated for the function. In the evening, burn torch lights in every home. I shall give protection to everyone. Let us see what kind of Qazi comes to stop our Kirtana. Hare Krishna. Samantha Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. In the evening, Lord Gaurasundara went out and formed 3 parties to perform Kirtana. Purport. This is a scheme for performing Kirtana in a procession. During Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, one party was composed of 21 men, 4 people playing mridangas, 1 leading the chanting, and 16 others, striking kartals, responding to the leading chanter. If many men join the Sankirtana movement, they may follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and form different parties according to the time and the number of men available.
Gaurav Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, I can read. Translation. In the front party dance Thakura Haridasa, and in the middle party dance Advait Acharya with great jubilation. Translation. Lord Gaurad Sundara himself danced in the rear party, and Sri Nityananda Prabhu moved with Lord Chaitanya dancing. By the grace of the Lord, Srila Vrindavana Das Thakur has elaborately described this incident in his Chaitanya Mangala, now Chaitanya Bhagavata. Performing kirtana in this way, circumambulating through every nook and the corner of the city, they finally reached the door of the Qazi. Murmuring in anger and making a roaring sound, the people under the protection of Lord Chaitanya became mad through such indulgence. Purport. The Qazi had issued an order not to perform kirtana, congregations chanting of the holy name of the Lord, but when this was brought up to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he ordered civil disobedience to the Qazi's order. Lord Chaitanya and all his devotees, naturally enthusiastic, although agitated, must have made a great noise with their loud cries. Translation and purport by...
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Yeah, Laltman Prabhu. You
Yes,
can
Mataji.
do up to 2 paragraphs, Prabhuji. Translation and 2 paragraphs.
Okay, Mataji. Translation. The loud sound of the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra certainly made the Qazi very much afraid, and he hid himself within his room. Hearing the people thus protesting, murmuring in a great anger, the Qazi would not come out of his home. Purport. The Qazi's order not to perform Sankirtana could stand only as long as there was no civil disobedience. Under the leadership of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the chanters, increasing in numbers, disobeyed the order of the Qazi. Thousands assembled all together and formed parties, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and making a tumultuous sound of protest. Thus the Qazi was very much afraid, as naturally one should be under such circumstances. In the present day also, people all over the world may join together in the Krishna consciousness movement and protest against the present degraded governments of the world's godless society, which are based on all kinds of sinful activities. Srimad Bhagavatam states that in the age of Kali, thieves, rogues, and fourth-class people who have neither education nor culture capture the seats of government to exploit the citizens. This is a symptom of Kali Yuga that has already appeared. People cannot feel secure about their lives and properties. Yet, the so-called governments continue, and government ministers get fat salaries, although they are unable to do anything good for society. The only remedy for such conditions is to enhance the Sankirtan movement under the banner of Krishna consciousness and protest against the sinful activities of all the world's governments. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you. Chandramali Prabhu, can you read? Krishna. Akinchan Prabhu, can you read 1 paragraph?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
I think the second one, right?
Yeah, this one, the Krishna consciousness movement is not a sentimental.
Okay, yes, Mataji. Yeah. The Krishna conscious movement is not a sentimental religious movement. It is a movement for the reformation of all the anomalies of human society. If people take to it seriously, discharging this duty scientifically as ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the world will see peace and prosperity instead of being confused and hopeless under the useless governments. There are always rogues and thieves in human society, and as soon as a weak government is unable to execute its duties, these rogues and thieves come out to do their business. Thus, the entire society becomes a hell unfit for the gentleman to live in. Therefore, there is an immediate need for good government, a government by the people with Krishna consciousness. Unless the masses of the people become Krishna consciousness, they cannot be good men. The Krishna consciousness movement that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra still has its potency. Therefore, people should understand it seriously and scientifically and spread it all over the world. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Chandramali Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the last paragraph, please.
The Sankirtana movement started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhyakanda, 23rd chapter, beginning with verse 241, which states, "My dear Lord, let my mind be fixed at your lotus feet." Following Lord Chaitanya's chanting, all the devotees reproduced the same song he chanted. In this way, the Lord proceeded, leading the entire party on the strand roads by the bank of Ganges. When the Lord came to his own gata or bathing place, he danced more and more. Then he proceeded to Madhis Gata. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord, who was known as Viswambara, danced all over the banks of the Ganges. Then he proceeded to Barakona Gata, then Nityananda Nagariya Gata, and traveling through Ganga Nagara. Reached Simulia, a quarter at one end of the town. All these places surrounded Sri Mayapur. After reaching Simulia, the Lord proceeded toward the Kaji's house, and in this way he reached the door of Chand Kaji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We'll conclude the reading call here. Tomorrow we'll start with 142. Lensman Prabhu,
Yes, Mataji.
over to you.
So, yesterday we are done with the synonyms and translation, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, shall we go with
Translation
the...
and synonyms we are read for it. I
Yes,
think
Prabhuji.
you are
Today
not
it's
explaining.
Shloka practice.
Okay. We are left with the
Practice
sloka.
and explanation is there, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Explanation.
Yeah, explanation.
Yeah. So, shall we practice first or shall we explain? Shall I explain first?
Please explain, Prabhuji.
Yeah, explain it.
See, in the first line, Viruddha Gatayo. Viruddha Gatayo is important. Means you have some opposite potencies, but both are coexisting with you. Okay. What are those opposing characteristics? Vidya Dayo Vividha. Means Vidya Adayo. Vidya Dayo means knowledge and ignorance. They were always there within you. Within whom? The third line says that Tad Brahma Vishwa Bhamekam Anantamadhyam. Okay. Tad Brahma means in that Brahman, the cause of whole material creation. Bhavamekam Anantamadhyam. Ananda Matram Avikaram Aham Prapadya. Aham Prapadya means, you know, na? I pray, I offer my respectful obeisances. Okay, what is that impersonal Brahman is like? It is original, blissful, and changeless. Okay, this is the character of impersonal Brahman. Yasmin, in whom means where. Yasmin means where. Sometimes it comes as where, wherever it is, or where it is, in whom it is. That's what Yasmin means. Ekkadaite, evaraite, elagaite. That's what in Telugu we can confirm. But Yasmin means where or in whom. Yasmin viruddha gatayo yanisham patanti. See, this patanti means which are completely blossomed. You know, patanti also comes to, when we describe about a flowers in poetry, and patanti also comes here as a manifest. You know, sometimes it is manifest and sometimes it is not manifest. You know now what does the manifest means? The combinations which we can see as it is now. Unmanifested means which we cannot see. Okay. Yasmin viruddha gatiyo henisham patanti. Henisham means always. Certainly they exist. What are the viruddha gatiyo? What are these two opposing characters? Vidya and Adayo. Vidya Adayo means this knowledge, ignorance, birth and death. All these things they always exist actually. The dualities actually it is. The dualities always exist in you. Okay. Vividha Shaktaya means various energies. Anupurvyat. Anupurvyat means very continuously. This is very important. Huh? See, in the first one, what is important? First line, Viruddha Gatayo. Means two opposing characters always lies within you, O Krishna. Sorry, within you, O personal Brahman. And what are those? Vidya Adhayo. Vividha Shaktaya means various energies like Vidya, knowledge, ignorance, and many other energies also. Okay. Where all these things are situated? Tad Brahma, Vishwa Bhavam Ekam Anantam. Okay. Tad Brahma means impersonal Brahman. In that impersonal Brahman, all these things exist. What? Bhavamekam Anantam Adhyam means the energy to create this material world. Ananda Matram Avikaram Aham Prapatti. Ananda Matram means how is that impersonal Brahman? It is being described in the last one. Okay. Ananda Matram. Avikaram. It doesn't have any form. Ananda Matram. Only blissful. Aham Prapatti. I am offering my obeisances unto that form. O Krishna. Okay. Understood?
So Prabhuji, impersonal Brahman Satchit untadi kani Anandam kuda untada Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Actually, that is the reason.
Bhagavan absolute truth kada. Adi dantlo anni untayi kada Satchit Ananda.
Sat, Chit and Ananda. There, Chit is also there. Na? Here, knowledge is not there. But, you know, they will stay like that, Mataji. Bliss means compared to the material world he is telling, because that is a step. Only crossing that only will come to know Krishna. So, always that happiness is there. It will be blissful and shanti, but you will not have any activity to do.
Activity leni blissful etluntaru Prabhuji?
No, very shanti, na? Complete trance. See, activity means soul cannot be, what you say, it is not its natural position. But bliss is there, na? Bliss is there, but it cannot be any activity. So it is not natural. So it will come down again to do activity. But bliss along with activity and knowledge, that is only in Vaikuntha or beyond this, Brahmananda.
So here, Chit potency is not there, knowledge, right?
No. Knowledge and activity is not there. But blissfulness will be there.
Yeah.
You know, to a quotient, you will find that even in the Swarga also, Mataji, the blissfulness.
Complete.
Yeah, you will be very happy. No, you will be blissful, completely blissful. No problems only at all.
Okay.
So in Brahmananda, you know what is impersonal Brahman, you will find that. But the only thing is you don't have activity and you cannot serve anyone. You don't have knowledge. You don't have knowledge of what? That you can also serve Lord and you can be engaged in that activities.
Bhagavan feature. No knowledge of Bhagavan feature.
Yeah, Bhagavan feature.
They'll think this is the final, ultimate one.
Yeah, and then they'll come back also.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So, Prabhuji, knowledge and ignorance Prabhuji, both are contradicting things, right?
Yeah, always it is there, Prabhuji. We have knowledge of something.
Knowledge and ignorance are some kind of opposite and contradicting things. So how both can be there in this thing? Or
Because-
maybe he's comparing Brahman with the Brahman with the personal form or what?
No. What he says is, it is from that Brahman this material cosmic manifestation has appeared. This material manifestation. And what is this material manifestation is of? Always dualities. That is what he means. Understood, Prabhuji? Now Dhruv Maharaj is saying that from your impersonal Brahman only, this whole material world has come. Okay? And what are the qualities and characteristics of this material world in Brahman, which has been created by impersonal Brahman? Dualities. And he started with knowledge and ignorance and etc. Adayo. Vidya Adayo. Adi means Ityadi. That's what we call in Telugu or Sanskrit or Grandhikam. Means and so on. Dualities, we just started one word and we just finished it with Adi, Ityadi. But all the dualities will be there in the world which you have created. What did he create? Material world, which is of duality. Your question is, how can both coexist, right? Yeah, if both doesn't
because
coexist,
when the light is there, and when the light of knowledge is there, ignorance is removed, right? So that is what.
No, it's not like that, Prabhuji. When we are completely knowledgeful of what we are, we will not be in this world, right? But we are covered by both. That's why we are here. And the place which we are in is consisting of both.
So here it is representing the material nature or the first part of realization or first cover of realization, like a person Brahman and the effulgence part. Which one here actually? Probably Dhruv Maharaj is talking about.
He just wanted to glorify Lord or that impersonal Brahman, saying that it is from this impersonal Brahman that dualities has come.
Okay.
Okay, you are the source of dualities in this material world. O impersonal Brahman, I pray my obeisances unto you. This is what, what is it, in one sentence, this is what is the meaning of this whole sloka. All the dualities of this world has been appeared from you, and who is continually existing from, since ages. I just offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the impersonal Brahman. Okay? Prabhuji.
So it is coming from impersonal Brahman, not then there is Paramatma and Bhagavan, right? So it is coming from the first part, for this thing. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then this is actually, Prabhuji, this energy will have a glance of the Lord. Only then it starts manifesting.
Right.
And that glance of the Lord is coming from impersonal Brahman. Through, not from, through. Through impersonal Brahman to the material world. Okay?
Okay.
Prabhu, highly philosophy, Prabhuji. But that is how the shloka means. But what this shloka in crux means is, this duality of the material world is coming from the impersonal Brahman. So I just offer my obeisance to you. Okay?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, Viraj Prabhu, you are in?
I'm hearing Prabhuji.
Oh.
So, Sat potency, okay? Sat potency, the impersonal Brahman, that is also coming from Krishna's body. That means impersonal is just like Brahma Jyoti. So there is the other two potencies are not visible, are not there actually. Chit and Ananda. Sat potency, that's where whenever some personality go there, but he has to eventually coming back to the material world because of the Chit and Ananda potency not there. In the Bhagavan realization, that is complete. So here Dhruva Maharaja talks about the impersonal feature only up to that point. You have to understand. Your impersonal manifestation of Brahman, there are always two opposing elements, knowledge and ignorance. Your multi-energies are continually manifest. But the impersonal Brahman, which is undivided, original, changeless, unlimited, and blissful. So maybe it looks like contradictory, but as per our Srila Prabhupada's translations, purports, subpotency is a eternality. There are no knowledge, there is no ananda, blissful nature is not there. Is a cause of the material manifestation. Because you are the same impersonal Brahman, I offer my respectful obeisances to you. So we just have to understand that only impersonal realization is a partial realization. He is addressing all the, I mean, if you see next verse, is addressing all the features of Supreme Lord. Just to add this point. What is the confusion you all have? I don't know.
The confusion is that I had confusion earlier. This knowledge and ignorance, how can be two contradicting things in one? So knowledge and ignorance are both opposite. So how it would be actually?
Yeah, we need to read Prabhupada purport, what he has written. So let us quickly read that. How much big, I don't know. Can you open Mataji? 4916.
Yeah, yesterday we have done it, Prabhuji. I made it read first because that is very important. And there it said that, of course, please read if you want. Please go ahead with reading.
So are we reading again or what's it?
Yeah, it's actually a reciting class, Prabhuji. So I just gave them.
No, we'll recite, Prabhuji. We'll read it by ourselves. Otherwise, if something is there, we'll discuss tomorrow.
Okay. So should I recite it?
Yes,
Yes, sir,
Prabhuji.
please.
Go ahead, go ahead. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry.
Okay. No. Actually, this is a very vast topic. Actually, this is where we will be, beaten and bruised by the impersonalists. Actually, but we should know what we are and how we should.
Should I bring the puppet, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Giriraj Prabhu.
Yeah, ఒకసారి చూడండి మొత్తం కొన్ని పాయింట్స్. ఓకే, వాట్ శిలా ప్రభుపాద సెడ్. జ్ఞాన మిశ్ర భక్త రకరకాలుగా చెప్తున్నాడు.
Yes. Yesterday we have read, Prabhuji, what a Jnana Mishra Bhakta, what a pure devotee is now.
Yeah.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said what.
In case you want to read out the purport, you can read, Prabhuji. You want to read out?
No, the third one I just want to read. It is said that the impersonal Brahman is the distant realization of the absolute. That's what, it's a partial realization. That's only Sat potency. Although apparently Brahman seems to be devoid of energy, actually it has different energies working under the headings of knowledge and ignorance. Working under the headings of knowledge and ignorance. On account of these different energies, there is continually a manifestation of Vidya and Avidya. Vidya and Avidya are very nicely described in Ishopanishad. It is said there that sometimes due to Avidya or a poor fund of knowledge, when I accept the absolute truth as ultimately impersonal. But in fact, the impersonal and personal relation develop in proportion to the development of devotional service. But in fact, the impersonal and personal relation develop in proportion to the development of devotional service. The more we develop our devotional service, the more closely we approach the absolute truth, which in the beginning, when we realize the absolute truth from distant place, is manifest as impersonal. So Bhagavan realization inclusive of all three. So that's where devotees, pure devotional service talks about the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. It inclusive of impersonal feature and pervaded expansion of, that Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda, realization. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabde. So that's what it is. From Bhagavatam, one verse there. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabde. So complete understanding is absolute truth is a personality of Godhead, which inclusive of these two also, impersonal feature and partial expansion as a super soul. So this one also let me read. People in general who are under the influence of avidya shakti or maya have neither knowledge nor devotion. But when a person who is little advanced and is therefore called Jnani, advances even more, he is in the category of Jnana Mishra Bhakta, or a devotee whose love is mixed with empirical knowledge. Not complete pure devotional service. It's on and off either, off other, like that. When he is still further advanced, he can realize that the absolute truth is a person with multi energies. Very important statement. When he is still further advanced, he can realize that the absolute truth is a person with multi energies. That is the inclusive concept. Supreme Personality of Godhead having inclusive of all these three potencies: Sat, Chit, Ananda, Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and Bhagavan realization. An advanced devotee can understand the Lord and his creative energy. As soon as one accepts the creative energy of the absolute truth, the six opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are also understood. Devotees who are still further advanced in full knowledge can understand the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Only on that platform can one fully enjoy transcendental bliss. An example is given in this connection by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura of a person proceeding towards a destination. As he approaches, he sees the destination from a distant place, just as we see a city from a distance. At that time, he simply understands that the city is situated at a distance. When he comes still nearer, however, he sees the domes and flags. But as soon as he enters the city, he sees various paths, gardens, lakes, marketplaces with shops and persons buying. He sees varieties of cinema houses and he sees dancing, jubilation. When a person actually enters the city and personally sees the activities of the city, he becomes satisfied. So complete satisfaction is Bhagavan realization. This an example is given from Chaitanya, from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur example. So that way we have to understand. So next verse, I just want to know, Mother, can you open the next verse from Dhruv Maharaj prayer? I think 16 is last. 16 is lost. I think later Maitreya and then Supreme Personality of God had spoken.
No, Prabhuji. This is not the last one. 17th will be the last one. The conclusion, Prabhu, that is the main shloka.
Yeah, they antunnadu Prabhu. Wow, okay. Yeah. My Lord, O Supreme Lord, you are the supreme personified form of all benediction. Therefore, for one who abides in your devotion service with no other desire, worshipping your lotus feet is ultimately absolute platform realization. Your lotus feet is better than becoming king and lording it over a kingdom. That is a benediction of worshipping your lotus feet. To ignorant devotees like me, you are the causeless, merciful maintainer, just like a cow who takes care of the newly born calf by supplying milk and giving it protection from attack. So this is the thing. Konjam adha contradictory unna, but ultimately we have to understand the basic foundational thing is Prabhupada purports, Sat Chitta Ananda. Impersonal realization is a partial realization. And that is only one potency there. Sat realization is there. That is eternality. There are no other two features, knowledge and blissful nature. That's it. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes. We can carry on with the recitation.
Mataji, can I go with the recitation for 3 times for our regular this thing? Like prayers. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Prabhuji, what?
Yeah. Chant Prabhuji. Recite Jayani Prabhu. Yes. 16. 4, 9, 16.
ఇప్పుడు దీంట్లోకి వెళ్ళాలా ప్రభుజీ?
No. Your PDF.
That's what. Yeah, this is the PDF.
And then.
Shall I start?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please, Prabhuji. Yes, go ahead.
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो
Ashyam patanti.
this ह्यनिशं, it should be read together. ह्यनिशं, okay. यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति
Yasmin
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति
विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात्
विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या
विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात्
विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या आनुपूर्व्यात्
विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात्
विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या आनुपूर्व्यात्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
Shall we go for 3 more times or is it okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात्
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या आनुपूर्व्यात्
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात्
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या आनुपूर्व्यात्
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात्
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या आनुपूर्व्यात्
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम्
आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात् तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्त्या आनुपूर्व्यात् तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात् तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धतयो सम्प्रपन्ति विद्यादयो विविधसत्यानुकूर्यात् ब्रह्म विश्वभवम् अनन्तमात्रम् हरिकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो ह्यनिशं पतन्ति विद्यादयो विविधशक्तय आनुपूर्व्यात् तद्ब्रह्म विश्वभवमेकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये
यस्मिन् विरुद्धगतयो सम्प्रपन्ति विद्यादयो विविधसत्यानुकूर्यात् तद्ब्रह्म विश्वब्रह्मम् एकमनन्तमाद्यम् आनन्दमात्रमविकारमहं प्रपद्ये.
So it's already 9:06. So shall we leave today? And then we will join tomorrow and we'll start practicing this, and then we'll also do the next one also. Is that okay?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay. It's already 9:05. We have lost 9:05. Let us leave. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. श्रीला प्रभुपाद बुक रीडिंग की जय. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय. हरे कृष्णा. Thank you everybody for joining.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.